or you discover the need to walk. Well, you have to cover 10 feet. So kya? You develop the desire or discover the need? Cover the need to walk. The need to walk. Is it a bent of mind? Is it inclination? Is it a temperament? Therefore, it is not a spirituality is not a temperament, nor is it an inclination. It is not a bent, but discovery of the need for knowledge. And the one who knows that the knowledge is necessary, he is a seeker, and the rest of them are all only having inclinations and bent and temperament, and all the three will disappear. A person who has a religious bent, because bent is a thing, it can take any curve. Supposing, bent means it is a particular bent of mind. It can become, the bent can become up, it can take a different shape. A bent in one direction can change into another direction. Inclination being subjective I am spiritually inclined. Who knows tomorrow what inclination you will have? I have spiritual inclination, I have religious inclination. All inclinations being subjective and whimsical. They are all whimsical. They just disappear. They all disappear. But the moment you understand how necessity, the problem being ignorance, knowledge is necessary, choiceless, then is it an inclination? No. For that seeker is Vedanta. Not for the religious and spiritual inclined. I am never tired of talking on this point. I really want to see that it is understood. There is no inclination but only discovery of the need for knowledge. Now the next one comes. Swamiji, why is it that really this knowledge about the self, this Brahma Jignasa, Atma Jignasa, why is it being begun now at the end of Veda? This is all at the end of the Veda. Vedanta is at the end of Veda. Why did it not take place? Why did you not begin? Why did you not begin in the beginning? है ना? समझ में आता है? In the beginning, कर्मकांड में क्यों नहीं शुरू किया? So now such a wonderful knowledge at the last. A person gives a talk for 1 hour. 55 minutes he told all here and there, and a lot of things have no relevance at all. The last 5 minutes he talks about Atma. You came for listening to the Swami, and the Swami goes all over the world leaving the main topic. And then when it is about to stop the lecture, he remembers the topic to talk on which he was invited. That topic he remembers when it is just 5 minutes to stop. Then he thinks. Then he talks about that. ये बात पहले क्यों नहीं करते? Not only that, in Veda there are so many karmas, there are so many upasanas. I had to go through the whole chakkar. And after going through the whole chakkar, then you are saying they are all limited and you come to know Atma. Supposing you had told me in the beginning itself you know Atma will be free, then there was no need for me to go through the whole chakram of karma and upasana. Why did you not begin it before? Why begin it now? Maybe this Atma Vidya is there in Karmakanda also, who knows? Perhaps it is there in Karmakanda. This is one question. Another thing is, why did you not begin there? Why did you not talk about Atma along with the rituals? In Karmakanda you have talked about many rituals. Along with that you could have talked about Atma also. So that you would know there was no need to begin it separately. Ritual के साथ साथ कहते इतना अच्छा होता. कर्म भी और ज्ञान भी दोनों को साथ साथ बताते अच्छा होता. Now you are talking about Atma at the end of Veda. Why? Because anybody who begins Veda, to complete Veda a few lifetimes. But every lifetime you begin from the beginning, you see. You don't remember in the last life I have completed this many pages and now I have to begin from there. So every time you begin from the beginning, and then every time you stop also there itself. So when will one come to Vedanta? If you had told Vedanta in the beginning, there was a possibility of knowing Atma. All these questions are raised there. In answer to that, now the Siddhanti comes in the next paragraph. Why there is no Atma Jnanam in Karma Kanda is the next topic. Don't you ever think, please, that in Karma Kanda there is Atma Jnanam. There is no Atma Jnanam in Karma Kanda. Atma Jnanam is only in Vedanta. Is it clear? Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnam Mudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Shri Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Om Tat Sati. Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Smriti Purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavatpadam Shankaram Lokashankaram Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutra Bhashya Kritau Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punaha. So, going so Atmanaha Anadhigamatvati Anadhigatatvati, page number 12. So Atma being not understood. Anadhigatatvati means Atma is not understood. Therefore, Atmanaha Anadhigatatvati, Atma, because it is not understood, it is but proper to do vichara about the Atma. Atmanaha Anadhigatatvati yukta, it is but tenable, it is but proper. Tad adhigamaya, in order to know that Atma, tad vishaya jijnasa, inquiry about that Atma. In order to know Atma, Atma jijnasa is but proper, is but tenable, is but justified, because Atma is not understood. Even though it is evident, but still it is not understood as it is. Understanding can be both ways. You may understand rightly, you may understand wrongly. Here Atma is not understood means Atma has been misunderstood. This misunderstanding has not been done in time. This misunderstanding is anadi. Called Bhranti about Atma is called misunderstanding about Atma. Therefore, in order to negate the Bhranti about oneself, it is but proper to undertake jijnasa about Atma. Jijnasa is justified, inquiry is justified. And this jijnasa is fruitful because jijnasa leads to jnanam, and jnanam eliminates Bhranti, and when Bhranti is eliminated, samsara is eliminated. One becomes free from samsara, the struggle. Therefore, jijnasa is justified because Atma needs to be understood, and when Atma is understood, there is a prayojanam, that is freedom from samsara. Therefore, jijnasa has to be done. Now a small question arises. Why did you not do jijnasa when you were doing in Karmakanda? You have been doing Karmakanda for a long time. इतनी साल नहीं जिज्ञासा की, अभी जिज्ञासा करना चाहते हैं क्यों? Why in Vedanta, why not in Karmakanda? Vedanta is the last section of Veda. Why do you want to jijnasa in the last section, leaving behind so many other things? Out of every 1,000 pages, 1 page is Vedanta. If there are 1,000 pages of Karma Kanda, 1 page is Vedanta, which is a very big thing. In fact, the proportion is still, the difference is still larger really. Whatever is the proportion between Jignasu and non-Jignasus in this world. So for how many people there is one Jignasu? 1,001? 1,001 is too small. It will be very good. It's not even one in a million. Not even one in a million. But in Vedanta also is a small portion. So now a question arises, why there was no Jijnasa in Karma Kanda? That he says, Karma Vishayecha Anukti. Because in Karma Kanda there is no Jijnasa. Karma Vishaye. Karma Vishaye means in Karma Kanda itya. Karma becomes the Vishayam of what? That is called Karma Vishayam. What is Vedanta? Jnana Vishayam, Atma Vishayam. What is Karma Kanda? Karma Vishayam. That which talks about karma is called Karma Vishayam. Karma is the subject matter of what? That is called Karma Vishayam. Therefore, the entire Karma Kanda is Karma Vishayam. In that Karma Kanda, cha anuktihi is not, there is no mention. Uktihi means mention. Anuktihi means non-mention. There is no mention. In Karma Kanda, there is no mention of this Jignas, this Atma. There is no vichara about Atma in Karma Kanda. Why? Tad virodhitvat. Tad virodhitvat. Karma virodhitvat. There is virodha between Brahma Jijnasa, Atma Jijnasa and Karma. Tad virodhitvat. Karma virodhitvat. Tad virodhitvat means Karma virodhitvat. Brahma Jijnasa, inquiry into the Atma, the effort to understand yourself. The pursuit of knowledge about oneself is opposed to karma. The same person cannot have two opposite goals. You can't move in the south, you can't move towards the south and the north at the same time. You can't desire both light and darkness. I want to have the light but also keep the darkness going. That's not possible. You can't be standing and walking at the same time. Sthiti and gati are not possible. You can't be at one place and also walk. They are two opposites. Similarly, karma and jnanam also are opposites. Meaning, I can't have the sankalpa for heaven and also sankalpa for moksha. If I have sankalpa for moksha, then I can't have sankalpa for heaven. The same person cannot have two sankalpas. I can have sankalpa for heaven and sankalpa for this loka. I can have sankalpa for two objects. I can have sankalpa for many objects. Like I can have sankalpa for wealth as well as fame. I can have sankalpa for wealth and fame because all of them they're all together. But a person who has sankalpa for moksha, that sankalpa for moksha doesn't allow any other sankalpa. The sankalpa for moksha does not allow sankalpa for heaven, sankalpa for putra, sankalpa for vitta, sankalpa for any object. A person who is interested in moksha is not interested in anything else. Whatever he has around him is only to support him as a jiva, not to liberate him. You don't look. A person who wants moksha, he looks upon the things to support his life, not as a means to moksha. Therefore, person who wants moksha will not do karma, and a person who wants swarga will not do vichara. If I want to reach heaven, what is required? Karma karna cha. I have to do karma. If I want moksha, I must know. For moksha, I must know myself. But to reach heaven or to gain pleasures hereafter, if I have to accomplish various ends in this creation, Swargadi Prapti I can have without knowing myself. I have to do simply karma. In Karma Kanda, there is no vichara about Atma because Karma Kanda is meant for that person who has sankalpa for objects in the world. Therefore, there is a virodha. There is virodha means what? Karma jnana virodha is there. And there will be a lot of differences shown as we proceed further. Why there is virodha between jnanam and karma? This is the topic. Is it clear? Karma is meant for objects. Jnanam is meant to destroy ignorance, is for moksha. In fact, karma is negated by jnanam. When jnanam comes, then there is no karma. So one is the negator. The jnanam negates and karma is negated. Therefore, between them, there is definitely a virodha. Like even the knowledge of snake and the knowledge of rope. Both are opposed. The knowledge of rope negates the knowledge of snake. Similarly, karma is negated by jnana. Therefore, that section of Veda where the karma is dealt with, there the jnanam is not dealt with. Where the jnanam is dealt with, there the karma is not dealt with. They are meant for two different people. A person who has not yet got vairagyam, the one who has not yet understood the swarupa of samsara, one who has not understood, one who is still a child, in his thinking he is infantile, like a small kid. He still thinks, he will get, like a small child runs after toys, Similarly, a person runs after many things, toys. For him is the karma. Alright, if you want phalam, as long as you are still thinking of phalam, results, alright, karma karo. You do this karma, you will get the result. Because you are interested in the result, Veda also gives, these are the various means to various ends. As long as man has not understood the limitations of all pleasures, for him is karma kanda. And if a person has understood the limitation of everything, for him is jnanam vedanta. Therefore, in karma kanda there is no jnanam. In the Vedanta there is no karma. Vedanta is for viveki and karma kanda is for aviveki. Aviveki means one who has not yet understood what he is seeking, why he is seeking, what he can get out of the world, vagera, 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 vagera. That is why karma vishayecha anuktihi tad virodhitvat. That virodha is being highlighted in the coming paragraph, very beautiful. Aram se dekh lijiye. Asya vijijñāsitavyasya. Asya vijijñāsitatvasya vijijñāsitavyasya atmatatvasya. This atmatattvam, which is to be understood. Vijijñāsitavyasya means which is meant to be analyzed and understood. Asya is ka. Vijijñāsitasya, to be analyzed and understood. Atmatatvasya, atmatatvaka. This atmatattvam which is meant to be analyzed and understood. Karma vishaye avachanat is not mentioned in the karma kanda. Karma vishaye means karma kanda. Karma vishaye in the karma kanda avachanat is not mentioned. This atma tattvam which is meant to be understood is not mentioned in karma kanda. Is this clear, this sentence? This atma tattvam, by understanding which you have all freedom. There is moksha from the entire samsara. Moksha from samsara, not moksha in samsara. संसार के अंदर मोक्ष नहीं होगा, संसार से मोक्ष होता है. प्रपंच में, in the creation there is no moksha. There is only moksha from creation. Like you don't wake up in the dream. You only wake up from the dream. When you wake up, waking is not another situation in the dream. Is it not? Waking is not another situation in the dream. Waking is from the dream. Similarly, here also waking, enlightenment within the waking state, knowledge within the waking state is not, knowledge is not a given situation within the waking. Knowledge really frees me from the very waking. So that kind of Atma, by knowing which one becomes freed forever, that Atma Tattvam is not mentioned in Karma Kanda. Therefore, even if a person performs the Karma Kanda for 1,000 years, he will never come across Atma Jnana. He may go on performing ritual, but then he will not come to know Atma Jnana. Because there is no sentence there. There is no sentence in the Karma Kanda which tells you that you are Brahma, you are ever free, you are Shuddham, you are Buddham, you are Muktam. There he always says you do this, you do that, you do this, you do that. Just like घर में जैसे होता है वैसे. जब तक as long as you are in the house, nobody says you know yourself. Morning till evening, what advices do you get? वो करो, ये करो, वहाँ पर जाओ, यहाँ पर जाओ, वो लाओ, ये लाओ. These all called Karma Kanda. In the house you have only nothing but Karma Kanda. Neither you tell yourself what you are, neither you become inquisitive, neither you become inquisitive about yourself, nor somebody else comes and says, you better know yourself. Ye jano, wo jano. Even about the objects they may say, you have to know this, you have to do this course and that course so that you will earn more. You have to do this, you have to do that. So in the house always people say do this and do that. And you also say to yourself, I have to do this, I have to do that. When you leave that samaptam, when that is samaptam, that grihastham is samaptam, then when you go away, take sannyasa, you will never come across do this and do that. Neither you will say to yourself, I have to do this, I have to do that, nor somebody will advise you, do this and do that. You have nothing to do. There is only something to know. Jnana begins. Similarly, in the Karma Kanda, do this and do that. One keeps on saying to oneself also, I have to do this, I have to do that. But in Vedanta, different. Therefore, in Karma Kanda, there is no mention of Jnanam. Atma. Kasmaditi chet. Supposing you were to ask a question, why? Why there is no mention of Atma Tattvam, Vijijñāsitavyam, Atma Tattvam, well, doesn't find a mention in Karma Kanda, I said. Supposing you were to ask me a question, why? Why it doesn't find a mention in Karma Kanda? Kasmaditi chet. If you ask me this question, this is the answer. What is the answer? Atmano hi. Atmano hi means Atma. Yathavad Vijnanam. Right knowledge about Atma. Yathavad Vijnanam means Yathartha Jnanam. Yathavat Vijnanam means Yathartha Jnanam. Yathatma Jnanam. All these things mean the same thing. Yathartha Jnanam, Yathatma Jnanam, Yathavat Jnanam. Mean the same thing. Sometimes you come across Yathartha Jnanam, sometimes Yathatma Jnanam, or Yathavat Jnanam. That expression you look at, Yathatma Jnanam. Yatha Atma Swarupam Tatha Jnanam Yathatma Jnanam. Yatha Arthaha Tatha Jnanam Yathartha Jnanam. Yathavat Jnanam. Yatha Asti Tatha Jnanam Yathavat Jnanam. Therefore, the knowledge of Atma as it is, Karmana Virudhyate, is opposed to Karma. The knowledge of Atma as it is goes against karma. Doesn't allow karma. It doesn't go along with karma. Little bit of jnanam and little bit of karma doesn't work. Little bit of jnanam, little bit of karma doesn't work. Integration doesn't work. Because yathavat jnanam, that the atma is, jnanam about atma as it is meant for one person. Karma is meant for another person. But for the same person, they don't apply to the same person. And karma doesn't go with jnanam. Jnanam doesn't go with karma. Karma is in ignorance. Jnanam destroys ignorance and karma. It is just like this, Karma exists when there is no knowledge. So karma's existence itself is in the absence of knowledge. Therefore, the presence of knowledge and presence of karma don't go together. Karma is when jnanam is not. And therefore, when jnanam is, karma is not. When jnanam is, karma is not. When karma is, jnanam is not. In karma kanda, karma is, therefore, jnanam is not. There is no atma. Therefore, there is virodha between jnanam. You can't do jijnasa, you can't do atma jijnasa plus agnihotram to reach heaven. You can't work for moksha and heaven at the same time. Either moksha or heaven. You have heaven, no moksha. You have moksha, no heaven. You have to choose between the two. And therefore, karmana virudhyate. Technically explains very well. Niratishaya brahma swarupo hi atma. What is atma? Niratishaya brahma swarupaha. Atma. Atma is of the nature of Brahma, which is Niratishayam. Niratishaya Brahma Swarupo hi Atma. Atma, oneself, is basically of the nature of Brahma, which is Niratishayam. Niratishayam means what? So, the one that has no Atishayam. Atishayaha yasya nasti iti. So, Niratishayaha. So, Atishayaha means what? That which can be, that which can have Atishaya, that means anything more than it. Inexcellable, we say, unsurpassable. That unsurpassability is what is called Niratishayatvam. There is nothing which is greater than that, and itself cannot excel itself. Anything else can excel itself. Sometimes what happens, nobody can excel you, but you can excel yourself. Self-improvement is possible. Many people, there is one boy in the class, nobody can excel him, but he can excel himself. Now Brahman is something, nothing can excel Brahma, nor Brahman can excel itself. If Brahman can excel Brahman, then Brahman before it excelled itself, what was Brahma? Limited hai na? Means wherever there is room for improvement, that is limited. As long as one is limited, so long there is room for improvement. What is unlimited? There is no room for improvement. That means what Brahman can never improve. It is always there. Because there is no room for improvement. There is no need for improvement. Niratishayatvam means what? Nothing else can surpass it, and itself cannot surpass, and that is what is called Niratishayatvam. Anantam ityartha. It is Anantam. ब्रह्म शब्द itself is enough. बृहद धातु से बना हुआ ब्रह्म शब्द है. ब्रह्म का अर्थ यह है कि अनंतम इत्यर्थ. What is anantam cannot improve. You can't add anything to Brahma, you can't take away anything from Brahma. It is anadheya gunam. You can't add any gunam to it. You can't take away any also dosha. You can't take away any dosha from it because there is no dosha in it. You can't add any guna to it because it cannot accommodate anything else in it. It's too full to accommodate anything else in it. It's all to be understood, please. It's absolute. Therefore, Niratishaya Brahma Swarupo hi Atma. Atma is that Brahma which is Niratishaya. Vijijñāpayishitaha. This is exactly what is communicated by Vedanta. Vijijñāpayishitaha is what is to be communicated. Vedanta communicates Atma to be that Brahma, which Brahma is Niratishayam. Vedanta doesn't communicate that Atma is little, Atma is pure and this and that. It's not simple Atma that is communicated. It's not the simple Atma that is communicated. Vedanta doesn't say Atma after leaving the body will go to another body. That is Karmakanda. Punarjanma is played up in Karmakanda, because without Punarjanma there is no Karmakanda. Without Punarjanma there is no Karmakanda. The ritual I perform in this life will bring me result in the next life. That means what I have to take into account? Next life. The one who doesn't believe Punarjanma, will he perform rituals? No, he will not perform even good karmas. Because what is the use of performing good karmas? I will not be there to enjoy the fruit of it. Today I perform a good karma and tomorrow I pop off. What is the use of performing good karma? Phal to nahi milega. I will not be there to enjoy. Therefore, without accepting the Punarjanma, there is no dharma pravrutti. There is no bhaya of adharma. There is no fear of adharma. There is no pravrutti towards dharma. There is no pravrutti towards the rituals, because you are not accepting Punarjanma. Therefore, the entire Karmakanda is based upon Punarjanma. Punarjanma also is the topic of Karmakanda. Vedanta doesn't talk about Punarjanma. Vedanta says you are Brahma. That is the only topic. There is only one subject matter, that you are Brahman. If you know it, you are free. If you don't know it, you will be bound. If you care for freedom, you must know that you are Brahman. And therefore here it says, this is what is communicated. Atma as Brahma is what is communicated by Vedanta. Tadeva Brahmatvam vidhi nedam edidam upasate. In this Upanishad itself it is said, Tadeva Brahma. Tadeva Brahma. That alone is Brahma. That alone is Brahma means Atma Abhinnam. That alone is Brahma. Means what? Atma alone is Brahma. That alone is Brahma means Atma Abhinnam alone is Brahma. Tvam Vidhi. May you understand. Tvam Vidhi, may you understand. That alone is Brahma. That alone is Brahma means it has already been explained before in this Upanishad. That which is the self of the sense organs, the self of the sight of the sight, the ear of the ear, the mind of the mind, the speech of the speech, all these things will come. Means what? The truth of all the sense organs. That is the Atma and that is Brahma. That alone is Brahma. This may you understand. Na idam yadidam upasate. Nedam, so nedam yadidam upasate. That means it is, Brahman is not that which you concentrate on here. Na idam, but not this. That alone is Brahma, but not this. Na idam, yadidam upasate. What is worshipped here in a given form is not Brahma. Because what you worship as an object is other than you. The upasyam is other than you. But the real Brahman is not other than you. Therefore the real Brahman is different from what you worship here. All that is mattering, all that is implied here is in this particular thing. Brahman as an object of meditation, you see Brahman, or you think of Brahman, you objectify Brahman. The objectified Brahman, is it Niratishayam? In a given form you objectify Brahman. You can't objectify Brahman as Brahman. You can only objectify a given form and look upon that form as Brahma. Itna hi to ho sakta hai. You can't objectify Brahma. You can only objectify a given form and impose Brahmatvam upon that form. Now that form, is it really Brahma? It is a form, not Brahma. Is it Niratishayam? Is it absolute? No. Therefore, all that is said here is Brahman is not Upasyam, Brahman is Jneyam. It is Jneyam, it is to be understood, it is to be known. and it is not other than yourself, it is yourself. Therefore, in Vedanta, what is conveyed is Brahman as Atma, Brahman as Niratishayam. That is what is communicated. इत्यादि श्रुते है. इस प्रकार की श्रुति भी होने के कारण से that kind of knowledge of Brahma, the knowledge of Brahma as oneself goes against karma. But objectifying Brahma in a given form doesn't go against karma, that itself is in the form of karma, action. To objectify a form is called, to objectify a given form and look upon it as Brahman is what is called Upasana, and Upasana and karma can go together. That is not against karma. Upasana is not against karma, but Jnanam is against karma. Jnanam is against karma. To know that Brahma as myself is opposed to karma, but to worship Brahma in a given form is not against karma. But the Vedanta is not meant to make you objectify Brahma and worship Brahma, but it is meant to convey how you are Brahma. So the Vedanta topic is different. That Vedanta topic called Brahma Jigyasa is opposed to karma. And then, Nahi Swarajye Abhishiktaha. This is a nice sentence. Nahi Swarajye. Swarajye means, freedom, independence. Swarajye. Swarajye means, freedom. Abhishiktaha, coronated. A person who is coronated in his freedom. A way of telling it. Like, a king is Abhishiktaha. A king, Abhishechanam, Abhishekanam, Abhishek karna. Bhagwan ka Abhishek hota hai na. A king also, when he is done, Abhishiktaha means really is coronated. So this, a process, a ritual that coronates a person is what is called Abhishiktaha. A person who knows Brahma is coronated in his absolute freedom, means he has gained absolute freedom. He is not bound by anything. So Swarajya means moksha ityartaha. In Swarajya means moksha mein, Abhishiktaha, coronated. One who is established in his own moksha, means one who knows and one who is free, that person. What do you mean by all that? Brahmatvam gamitaha. The one who has been made to understand that he is Brahma. Brahmatvam gamitaha. एक होता है ब्रह्मत्वम गतः, the other is called ब्रह्मत्वम गमितः. ब्रह्मत्वम गमितः means the one who is made to understand his own Brahmatvam. A seeker is made to understand that he is Brahma. Who makes the seeker understand that he is Brahma? Shruti conveys, Shruti makes you understand that you are Brahma. So, Swarajye Abhishiktaha means what? The one who is made free. Means what? The one who is made to understand that he is Brahma. That person, that seeker who has been made to understand that he is Brahma, that person Gamitaha, Kanchana Namitum Ichchati. He doesn't want to bow down before anybody. Kanchana Namitum Ichchati means what? He doesn't become again a worshipper of some devata. Kanchana किसी को नमितुम नमस्कार करने का ना इच्छति नहीं हो सकता है, इच्छा नहीं करता है. That does not mean he is all ahankari. That is why, we don't want to study Vedanta Swamiji because it makes you ahankari. Very difficult. So, एक बार ब्रह्मज्ञानी हो गए, then किसी को नमस्कार भी नहीं करता, किसी देवता को नमस्कार नहीं करता है, किसी भगवान को भी नमस्कार नहीं करता है. ये नमस्कार का बात नहीं. Means what? He does not look upon anything as something other than himself. He can worship something if that something is other than himself. If a person understands I am Brahma and that Brahman is Jagat Karanam, then definitely nothing is away from you. Nothing is away from you, everything is you. Then there is no upasana, there is no karma also. Therefore, kanchana namitum ichchati. Ataha, therefore, a person who has been Swarajya Abhishiktaha, the one who has been made free, the one who has been made to understand that he is Brahma, he is not capable of karma, he is not capable of upasana. Even if he is doing karma, vagaira, he may appear to be doing karma, but in his own vision he is not doing any karma, any upasana. Not that a jnani will not go to the temple. He may go to the temple, he may also worship just in others' eyes. He understands the others' position, because they look upon me as an ideal. To become an ideal means is a headache. Then you have to be all the time you have to set an example. Setting an example means you have no freedom. As long as you think that you have to set an example, that means you have no freedom. You are all the time tied down because I have to set an example. किसी कुछ काम नहीं करना चाहिए. You can't even really do any action. There is no freedom in your movement at all, because what will others think? You have to set an example. Therefore, no wise man will try to set an example. If others take example from him, that is their headache, but he will not try to set an example. Others may draw example from him. That is a different thing. But himself will not have an idea, really speaking. He may appear to be going to the temple, worshipping, vagera, 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 vagera. But then, really speaking, in his own vision, he is not karta, he is not bhokta, he is not doing upasana or anything. He knows there is no kartritvam, there is no bhoktritvam in him. Therefore, gamitum kanchana gamitum ichchati. Ataha, therefore, brahmasmiti sambuddhaha. Ataha, therefore, brahmasmiti sambuddhaha. The one who has known that I am Brahma. Brahma asmi iti sambuddhaha. Sambuddhaha means the one who is enlightened. The one who has known ityartha. The one who has understood. The one who has understood that I am Brahma. Iti sambuddhaha. That person na karma karayitum shakyate. Cannot be made to do. Karma karayitum na shakyate. Cannot be made to do. Cannot be made to do karma. The one who has understood Brahman as oneself, you cannot make him do karma, because he has no need for karma. He has no need for upasana. Because when there is no jnanam, then you are in need of karma, you are in need of upasana, because कम से कम कर्म करने से थोड़ा फल मिलेगा, संसार के अंदर थोड़ा सुख मिलेगा. Karma is meant to bring you sukham within sansara. Upasana is meant to bring you sukham within sansara. Jnanam takes you away from sansara. Freedom from sansara. Freedom from sansara is different from a comfort within sansara. Karma and upasana are meant to bring you sukham within sansara, whereas jnanam liberates you from sansara. What great difference between Vedanta and everything else. Whatever man does, his view is always, he never thinks of becoming free from sansara. He wants to be comfortable within sansara. A comfortable sansara he wants to have. And sansara's nature is such, it will never make you comfortable. The nature of comfort's nature is to make you comfortable, but sansara's nature is to make you uncomfortable. Therefore, comfort on one side, comfort wants to comfort you. On another side, sansara makes you uncomfortable. Comfort aata hai, jata hai. Sansara always. Until knowledge, there is sansara. Therefore, you can't fight sansara with a comfort. Like even the sense of imprisonment in the jail. Supposing you are put in a jail, that sense of imprisonment, that struggle in the imprisonment, that you can't really overcome through a few comforts given to you within the prison. To be in the prison house is called sansara, and to have a few comforts within it. Now a few comforts within the prison house, can they really overwhelm the sense of imprisonment? A few comforts given to you in the prison house, are they an answer to the problem, the imprisonment? No, they are not an answer. They are not an answer. With all the comforts, I am still struggling. I would like to get out. Similarly, within the samsara, we do karma, we do upasana, they bring us a few comforts and make us comfortable. Samsara, though, they are not an answer to samsara. And therefore, here, but a person who is free from samsara, a person who is sambuddhaha, aham brahmasmi sambuddhaha, na karma karayitum shakyate, cannot be made to do any karma or upasana because he has no need for karma upasana. It's no possibility. Next one. Nahi atmanam avaptartham brahma manyamanah pravrittim prayojanavatim pashyati. बहुत ही सुंदर. Says atmanam, nahi will connect it later on. Atmanam, अपने आप को, आत्मा को, avaptartham, an ever accomplished fact. Avapta means ever existent, ever praptam, nitya praptam. Avaptam means what? Nitya praptam. Artham the vastu. Nitya prapta vastu jo atma hai. You don't gain yourself